Hello and welcome to Living Word Christian Center. We're very glad to have you today. I hope you feel welcome and God speaks a word to you today. Now, before we continue with the message, we have a few announcements we'd like to share with you.
Living Word Chino Hills will be hosting Men of Action taking place September 28th. Men, you do not want to miss out on this awesome discipleship.
Please join us for our regular services every Sunday at 9 and 11 in the morning and our midweek service Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. It's an awesome time where we come together, we worship God, and we receive a wonderful message from Him. So please invite a friend, come on out to these services.
Come for our prayer gatherings that takes place every Monday at 7 p.m. Come and pray with the Living Word congregation as we lift up our nation, our families, and our friends and our churches.
Every Friday night at 8 p.m. we have our Youth Nights, a live youth ministry. It is awesome. We just recently had our youth conference. The youth are fired up. Even us old people are fired up. And it's just awesome. So please, if you know any junior high or high schoolers, invite them out to this. It's such a great time. The youth are doing the worship. They're there and they're just loving God every moment of it. So please invite someone for our Youth Nights.
Well, that's it for our upcoming events taking place here at LWCC. If you need more information, join us in the Resource Center or log on to lwccbp.com. Now, before we get to our awesome message for the day, we are going to have a testimony from awesome man of God, Marcial Villaseñor.
Well, when I was about 17, that's when I got saved. I was introduced to the church. My mom got saved a lot earlier before I did, so I'm pretty sure she was praying for me along the lines there. And yeah, about 17 I got saved. But I felt like unlike most people, I didn't it wasn't like this was a definitive date that I got saved. It was more like a process. That's when the process began. I always felt bad though growing up, like when I became Christian, I always felt bad because I didn't know, what day I got saved like that, because there was still a lot of things that God was taking out of me. And even to this day, He's still continuing to do the work. But I mean, I look back at my life and I see how much I've changed and how much I've grown in the Lord. It's just crazy. Before I was just even, cold-hearted person. So I guess it could, 17 is like high school? Yeah, around then, that's when it really dawned on me what being saved was. Because I know people said they were saved, and I had friends who said they were saved, but they did, they weren't really saved. I don't know, they didn't represent it to me. Because even as a little kid, I was a really depressed little kid because I felt like the worst kid in the world because I didn't have my dad. I didn't have, since I was like 8 years old, I was almost on my own the whole time. And when I got saved, one thing that was really definitive to me was I used to walk around with my head down all the time. And then literally when I got saved, there was nothing I could do but keep my head up because I finally had a hope. And it wasn't like this profound thing. It wasn't like, the heavens had opened or anything like that. It was more of just the fact that I had this hope and now I had a reason to pick my head up. When before I had no father, then I finally got one, And this idea of God the Father to me was really big because I didn't know what that meant. And so that's when I wanted to learn, was He really a dad, or what is a dad, or what is a man to even be? And so that's one thing that was really important to me, the fact that I could finally pick my head up. I think the best advice that I could give to that young man, or even the young woman, is just don't be afraid to do things on your own in the Lord. Don't be afraid to spend your time on the backside of the mountain, because God is creating something so beautiful that once it's actually, you're reaping the harvest, it's going to be unregrettable. No matter how deep the pain, no matter how deep the sorrow is, no matter how deep the loneliness and how deep the depression can go, it's still so much better than if you were to go out there and get all your needs fed by the world. I can tell you that, in fact, I ask that you would listen to that because I'm from that. I'm from the one who was left alone. I'm from the one who was always looked down at, who was always looked as nothing. But yet God created something out of that. Like He says, He uses the weak things of the world to confound the wise, and the foolish things of the world to confound the strong, And I mean, I couldn't have been a better picture of that, because I had nothing and I was weak. And God is completely strong. This was my Jubilee.